Folks, let's not beat around the bush. Eurobike 2026 is all about Gobao versus Avinox. Let's have a look at some of the bikes. Wow, now everybody thought, or at least lots of people thought, that Eurobike 2026 was going to be a quiet affair. Absolutely not. As I mentioned on the video on the channel yesterday, there is a monumental face-off going on in booth 12 or hall 12. We've got Avinox to the east and we've got Gobao in the west. Gobao is actually from just over the border in Hong Kong. This is a CVT motor, continuously variable transmission. It was in cars such as DAFs in the 1970s. What it means is just that actually, it continuously and variably keeps the motor in the optimum cadence and therefore delivering the right power. This is untested for me. I'm not ridden this. I'm going to go and have a go of it outside as well to give you guys some perspective on it. But I think possibly one of the benefits of having a CVT drive is going to be in mud situations, because there's not going to be any sudden moves. Because when you're riding mud, as we do on mountain bikes a lot of the time, is, you need to avoid that slippage on the back wheel, especially on e-bikes, which are putting out quite a bit of power. In terms of power, 1500 watts and 150 Newton meters. Obviously, that hints at the fact that they are going head to head with Avinox across the aisle there. This particular bike, I think it's a looker, right? It's 160 mil travel coil shock. This is obviously a concept prototype bike. There's no gear shifting. As I say, this does everything for you. You're always in the right cadence. There is so much to talk about. Silence, the fact you don't need to change gear, simplicity. Look, I'm riding around a car park, right? I do not want to give any sort of feedback in terms of the performance of this bike, because I've simply got to take it into the mountains. We've seen this so many times with gearboxes over the years. You really need to get into the mountains to get some proper feedback on a bike like this. Come and have a quick look at the drive unit here, folks. This is 3.85 kilos. It's less than the size of my hand. Like I said, actually 130, let's get it right, 130 Newton meters, but 150 Newton meters in the high power mode. This is a hell of a start to the show. There's Gates Drive on there, by the looks of it. I think it's Gates Drive. You've got the tensioner here. A whole new world, folks. A whole new world is unfolding here at Eurobike 2026. I think these are really exciting times for the mountain bike industry as a whole. Oh, I want to see Louis earlier. I don't want to talk, Louis. I'd rather dance. Can you dance? Louis can dance. The mountain bike world has changed. There is no getting away from it. Actually, there's no getting away from the Avinox booth, because there are so many people here. There's presentations going on in the background from some of these brands which are showcasing their bikes on the Avinox booth. And there are so many of them. I want to give you a quick run through of the bikes with the M2S motor. Starting off from Spain, and by the way, I'm not going to give you suspension travel because there's simply no time to do all that. Just a taster for what's out here. From Spain, we've got the Mondraker Zenda. It's got a podium fork, full carbon fiber frame. Switching across for the north from Andorra, the Commencal Meta SX. This time it's aluminium, so they can be slightly lower price. That's the great thing with a lot of these M2S bikes, is the prices do seem to have come down relative to some of the bigger brands or some of the other brands out there in the world. Across to Spain, Uno, Cesar Rojo and his team always produce such an amazing bike visually, and that's definitely been the center of attention for quite a few months actually. Coming over to Germany, we've got the YT Decoy. Coming across, we've got the Pivot Shuttle Amped, and then from Switzerland, the Thomas Oberrider. This is quite unique, right? Folks, let us know your thoughts on this one. We were lucky enough to ride the Thomas with the Maxon drive last year, but I think that's quite unique with the Olin suspension on it. And then there's the Amflow. And folks, Propane e-Carno here. And if you come over here, one bike which we're really excited about is obviously the new white Carve. Now we've covered the Carve Evo, which is 170 mil travel, a 29-inch flying machine. Definitely leans more towards the gravity side of e-mountain biking, although still an incredible climber with the M2S motor. The Carve is 150 mil travel, 29-inch wheels, M2S motor, comes in different component specifications at amazing prices. Now, for me, we've seen all these bikes here at the Avinox booth. What we're now looking for is nuances. We're looking at handling, geometry, poise on the trail, and all-round ability. And me and Neil simply cannot wait to go head-to-head this bike versus the Carve Evo. I think for most people, this could be the bike. Folks, that's literally a very small taster of some of the bikes from Avinox. I'm going to be coming back tomorrow with some of the others, such as the Aventon and the Forbidden and the T-Wing. But one bike I'm really glad has got a bit of space around it is the Tarok from Raymon. I'm really excited about this bike. We talked about it for the first time in Riva del Garda recently. Again, M2S, but it comes in so many great specifications at great prices. So there's something in this bike for everybody. Just a bit of information about the company. Susie and Felix Puello, they brought us High Bike, Gas, Husqvarna. And I mean, I think, you know, the heritage continues with such an amazing looking bike as the Tarok. Such a buzz going on here at the Avinox booth with 4 different gearbox bikes and with Nico Menard. So rather than talk with this myself, I'm going to talk with the main man. Now, Nico Menard's the man behind so many famous Commencal bikes over the years. He is the chief engineer. So let's talk about this bike. And it's a prototype bike. It's got the Avinox
MG concept motor.
So how long have you been working on this then?
We started in November. Like in November, we got the chance, December, because November we got the chance to try the very first prototype in China. Then in December, they gave us the first information and we started working together. And so from there.
It's interesting. Different brands have taken a different philosophy when it comes to either chain or belt drive. From a personal perspective, I think chains make more sense. What was your thinking behind chain versus belt?
I mean, to be honest, we didn't have time to investigate that much into belt. But at the moment, it's complicated for us because we have like a unified swing arm. So you need to have a connection. So you lose a bit of that stiffness and stuff. We are not about full stiffness, but at least to get good balance, so it's a bit complicated. Then also because we didn't take the route of a high pivot, then it's pretty complicated to deal with different lengths of belt lengths, because you know you have a limited numbers of lengths available, and with chain you can just get the links you want. So for us it's a bit more easy at the moment. We don't close the door to belts, but we'll see in the future.
Can you give us like a time frame when it's going to happen?
No, I cannot say because Avinox didn't allow us to talk about that yet. The power torque are the same as the M2S. So, but what is important is that you can keep the power and longer than the current M2S. But also with this amount of power, we know that cassettes and derailleur, the chains, they are getting like in trouble. We need to be really careful. Obviously, M2S, they have like little things to try to save that. But for us, in the future, with high power motor, is about gearbox and so on.
So is it you can shift gear while stationary on this bike?
Yeah, you can change stationary and on power, which is really cool. And I think it's 0.1 second, so it's pretty cool.
Okay, Nico, thanks so much for your time, man. Thank you. Folks, if you saw Ferdy and myself in the Dolomites last year on the Amflow experience, this is Ferdy, who is, what's your job title?
Product Experience Director of Avinox.
So look at this, check this out. Everyone takes the mick out of me.
That's the latest trend, I would say. Yeah, get your little ones.
Oh, actually yours is big. Thing is, it's the same material, look.
Yeah, it's the same material.
That's insane.
Same style. I was able to choose colors and I said, I'll go for black.
That's what I did. Wow, okay, now got you here quickly. I mean, you're going to be one inundated person of the next few days.
Yeah.
2024. You know, changed the mountain bike world overnight, and it seems you've done it again. I mean, you did it in April with the M2S,
right?
And here we are, like literally a few months later.
Yeah, it's
insane.
Yeah.
Ferdy, come on, give us a bit more intel on that, because I've literally just arrived here. Give us a bit more intel.
I would say it's the holy grail of e-biking, because you finally can integrate the transmission in your motor. You don't have to, you know, worry about your transmission, the derailleur, the cassette anymore. You know, that is super cool. So
internally, are they metal gears inside, or what's going on?
I cannot reveal too much. It's a combination of different technologies, but the cool thing is it's maintenance free. No belt, no oil change. I think that's the key important fact for you.
Can you give us a rough idea of the weight of the system?
We aim at a weight where if you combine an M2S with a traditional drive transmission like an XO, it's roughly about the same weight.
Can we give us some idea here of launch times with some of these bikes?
Next year.
That's not so far off though, right?
Yeah.
And you're working with some such cool brands.
Yeah.
There seems to be like a shift in the key players.
Right.
You've now got like Canyon and Commencal and Mondraker and Forbidden.
Forbidden, yeah.
I mean, those were previously boutique bikes, maybe.
Right.
I don't know. What's your thoughts on it?
No, you're absolutely right. I would say currently it's the time of the brands that are able to move fast. So, and it's exactly those brands, like the more boutique brands, maybe a bit smaller, but they are nimble, they're fast, they're really, they love innovation. Whereas bigger, larger brands sometimes are a bit afraid of innovation, I would say. And as you know, Avinox is like a super innovative company. We're like pushing the boundaries. Those are great partners to us. So all the brands you see here on the booth, they are amazing partners because they broke their, I would say, traditional rhythm of developing bikes for 3 to 4 years and broke them down to 2.5 years to get our motors and our system in their bikes. And I think that there's a big reward because the ones that are early to the market, they will sell bikes.
Raymon are one of the few brands in the world with a multi-strategy approach when it comes to e-mounted bikes. They've got bikes with Avinox, Panasonic, and also Bosch. This is actually the latest in the range. This is the Ridoc Comp, and Ridoc Ultra. The difference is obviously in the price. The Ridoc Comp starts at €3,299. I mean, that is some bike. Got the Panasonic system in there, 105 Newton meters. When you move up to the Ultra, slightly more power, 150 Newton meter, but still the prices on these bikes are pretty stunning. Like I said, folks, 3 different types of bikes, 3 different types of personalities for lots of different rider types. So Raymon bikes, definitely on the move. This is a bit of an enigma, a company called Radiate. Now, just met a gentleman called Thomas who advises me this is a sort of engineering company from Switzerland. So we're going to try and give you guys more information. It's got the Gobao CVT system on there. Battery options are 750, 850 and 900 watt hours. So Gobao's on the move. Obviously there's going to be some developments. There are definitely going to be some more bikes with the Gobao CVT system. So over the next couple of days, we're going to try and bring you some more intel on that setup. So this is Preeto, guys. Preeto are from
China, Shenzhen.
Shenzhen. I think this could be the year of the robot. There you go. We've done it. 2. That's nice. Do this one.
So behind Preeto is a big company, Huawei, and they make complete microdrive systems. Everything between 10 centimeters, like the e-bike system, as small as this. This is a complete e-drive system that you find in smart home and mobile phones.
That's a motor?
Yeah, that's a complete motor. So the teeth inside are so small, you would consider them dirt, right?
Yeah.
Right? So small. But they are specialized in designing these, and they are in car industry.
That is insane, Dirk. That's a motor.
Yes.
Wow.
So like,
I love Rotwild. I love the look of their bikes. I love the engineering. I think they're super cool. Obviously, it's an M2S motor, 800 watt internal battery, 8 pins dropper. This bike weighs in just over 20 kilos, hence the reason that they've kept the bike non-removable. Some key features which stand these bikes apart are the chainstay length changes from small up to XL. So on the smaller bikes, you've got 435, the larger bikes 460. So the fact that the bike keeps its balance as you go down or up the range. Folks, let us know what you think of the Rotwild. I think it's really cool. Right, at the Steppenwolf stand, we saw some of the bikes at Riva, but look at this, Tycoon S, 170mm travel M2S motor. I mean, that's a looker. There's 2 versions, there's 8,999, or there's a 10K version as well. Steppenwolf. Right, should we talk prices for 5 minutes? Crussis from Prague. I've got the Avinox system, M2 or M2S, that's reflected in the price. M2 bikes start at 3,499. M2S bikes 3,899. Not only have they got different motors, they've also got different battery options as well. You can either run this bike with a 600 or an 800 watt hour option. Or you can have a 29-inch wheel, 170mm travel flying machine for €1 under 13,000. Quite different, isn't it? Folks, UT Gear is one of Carle Nicolai's pioneering new products. It's a 2-speed bolt-on planetary gear, which takes away the inflexibility of maybe a single-speed setup, but also the kind of maybe over-complexity of having a kind of derailleur setup on the back of your bike. It's actually designed to go with the new Bosch hub drive, which we're going to talk about a little later on. But I mean, the quality is, as ever, Nicolai quality. Simplicity on there, and I just love the fact that you can actually bolt this onto a standard sort of Shimano free hub as well, so something in there for everybody. Belt drive, obviously. What we're going to do is we're going to go outside and try to get a ride on one of these systems. So folks, we've got Eco Tour and Turbo on here, so I'm going to give it a quick spin and just get it. I mean, we talk about power and we talk about torque, but some people, you just want a simple system, and this has got 45 Newton-meters in the back, so hang fire a second. I'm just going to give it a quick spin. Do you know what? I'm just thinking, lots of people want to go into the countryside and ride just on fire roads, and this is more than enough. We've got different power modes, which kind of acts like a gear. You've got 2-speed on the hub drive in the back. You've got simplicity, you've got reliability, you've got the service backup of Bosch. I mean, what a cool bike to just go and explore the trails in the woods. You might have seen us riding the Aventon Current out in the hills of Los Angeles a few months ago. This is a top-end bike, top-end spec for €5,499. But I want to introduce you to the Current. It's 140, 150 mil travel, but this one is €3,999. So what you've got here is a high torque bike, high power, 800 watt-hour battery, great spec on it, great performance. I mean, I think 140, 150 really is the sweet spot for most people when it comes to riding an e-mountain bike. But it's just the way the bike handles, the way the bike rides. So from Los Angeles, with bases in the east as well, tune into Aventon because these guys are on it. Nukeproof have got two very cool bikes on the stand. We've got the kilowatt and the megawatt. Starting off with the kilowatt, this is an all-mountain bike, 150, 160. Price is super competitive, from 4,000 up to 8,000. The only difference between all the models is the entry-level bike has got the M2 motor. All the other bikes have got the M2S. Obviously, M2S has got slightly higher torque and peak power. Weight's around just 21 kilos. Great component specifications on this bike. 800 watt-hour batteries, but the small, and it's a genuine small, comes with a 600 watt-hour battery. Moving on to the megawatt alloy factory, this is more of an enduro bike, 165, 170. This is aluminium compared to the kilowatt, which is full carbon. Bosch CX motor in there. So the CX and the CXR, when it comes to the power, when it comes to the service backup, reliability and durability, it is still one of the best powerhouses in the business. Really interesting start to Eurobike 2026. Just to give you like a bit of perspective of what we've done this morning. Over the years, right, Eurobike was at Friedrichshafen. There was 12 massive halls. Took ages to get around them. The show moved to Frankfurt, even bigger, even longer to try and get around all the halls. What we've done in this video, right, has been done in no more than about 200 square meters, just to give you an idea. So there's lots more to see. I need time to process what's been going on here the last 12 hours, especially in terms of the sort of the Gobao and the Avinox head-to-head. The whole business about, you know, America and Asia and all that. So, folks, join us tomorrow. Well, I've had a bit more time to think about what's going on, but very interesting developments, especially in terms of the CVT and also the gearbox concept from Avinox.